Ah, hello. Sorry, give me a second to get settled down. Starting the stream a little late. You know, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's okay. We'll be alright. I'm sure there's nobody that's like losing their minds or frothing at the mouth because I decided to take 10, 15 minutes to finish my food and grab a coffee. But yeah. So last week I was just going to do a late stream, but it ended up being way too late. So I was thinking maybe like 30 minutes late, you know, like I left a little late. I needed to grab food and then head out. But this ended up taking, I had to wait for the food, and I was waiting there for like maybe an extra 30 minutes, an extra hour. And after like an hour and a half, I was like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to skip the stream entirely. Cause like it was already like 7:30 or 8 when I got home. And I was like, there's no way I could start the stream like an hour and a half late. Like I'd only get like 30 minutes of drawing in, and it would not be worth it. So I just called it a wash, and I didn't really have too much ready by then, anyways. I do have an idea of what I want to do for this stream. We're gonna just keep coloring and start doing the background. You can see there. There are some other things that I need to make sure I include, so we're gonna get to that. But first, let me fix up the camera. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good on the camera. Maybe let me just turn on this one last thing. I need to just keep it minimized instead of closing it every single time. I'm going to turn the white balance a little bit more blue. It's a little deceptive because once I take down this like white screen, the like color comes back. Nope, that's way too blue. Just get like somewhere in the middle. How about that? There we go. That's good. I think that's a good color balance. All right. So tablet is already here. Grab my pen. Got my coffee. I'm gonna lift the camera up just a little bit. I feel like my hair is like going off camera every like couple seconds. I think we're good there. So yeah, nothing much has happened in the time since I've not been on here besides new hair. It's now blue. Let's see. Blood. Stripes on these are like little I added like some notes for me to add just to like remind me, as well as like the to-do list, because the to-do list is more like a step-by-step what I need to do. Finish the gradients, background, highlights, all that. But the don't forget list is like very like specific things. So blood, I forgot that he needs some just like a little bit of blood on his hand, a little bit of blood on his shirt. Maybe not even his own, probably not even his own. Stripes on shirt. He does have a striped shirt, and I forgot about that. I think I was just focused on like the rendering of everything. I completely forgot that he should probably have some texture to his shirt, or some pattern to make it a little bit more interesting or eye-catching, or eye-grabbing, or eye interesting. Yellow greenish tone. Yep, that's something that I worked out on my own. Paint over with texture and trails. Yeah, so I do want this to look very messy. So you can see on the like red overlay on everything that it's got a very grainy texture. I want to make sure that this has like very just gnarly looking texture. Just like make it look like it's I don't know how to describe it. Well, let's just use rough. Let's just call it a rough texture. By the way, it is hot, and I am so tired of it being hot in this state, country, everywhere. I hate it being hot. Summer is bad. It's technically fall. I'm tired. We are collapsing as a society. Where are we going? I want to go ahead and let's see. I think maybe just above here. So let's grab like a really bright color compared to his shirt, like a blue white, maybe like this color here. How does this look? I'm gonna see if I can just like pencil it in. No, it's not bright enough. We could also go the opposite way and make it darker. It doesn't get hit by the gradients. Maybe you should make it like an overlay. That way it like blends into the layer below it. Okay, that shows up. Wait a second. That might actually work. I don't want to make the stripes too thin because then we're gonna like spend like hours on this. Trying to get a sense of how it like looks from afar. It doesn't seem bold enough, so maybe we need to try a different color, like a multiply, or a different blending mode. Definitely not that because it's gonna be a very ugly shade. Let's go back to multiply. Just try like different colors to see which one works. That's close. Need this color here. Ooh, that feels nice. Hold on. What does it look like with see if we can get it into like one of these shadowy areas. And then we can also like tone it down that way it like doesn't stand out too hard. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. But first, let's try drawing them in. Yeah. I haven't been doing anything too crazy in a little bit. I am going to be going to Seattle. So while I haven't been doing anything crazy this past like 2 weeks, my brothers have decided that they wanted to do something kind of like off the cuff, just like a trip somewhere random in the state. One of our friends that we travel with is not a citizen of the U.S., so we can't really go traveling outside the U.S. Just yet. He has been recently married. Congrats to him. So once the citizenship papers get cleared through and all that, we can actually start expecting to go outside of the country, which, you know, I'm very excited for. Like, I've been losing my mind because, like, I like traveling whatsoever. I like getting outside of this state. North Carolina. It's okay for what it is, but not my favorite place to be. I've always been a little bit of a hater. But I think that goes for like most people that grow up in small towns. They end up like hating where they come from because they feel like limited by it. You know, it's a classic thing. Yeah. So as far as the traveling within the U.S., we're going to be going to Seattle. There was like a few other places we considered, like Chicago, Boston was like the main one that we were thinking about. Texas. Originally it was going to be Florida, but thankfully we decided against that because I don't have anything I want to do in Florida and I don't like anything about Florida. Besides maybe Moist Critical, but I'm not going to see celebrities. Celebrities? Can you call people on YouTube celebrities? I think so. It may as well be. And I guess there's like an aerospace museum. which is cool. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but overall, just like this day wasn't something I wanted to do. But this time we settled down in Seattle. Very excited to see all the fecal matter on the sidewalks. That should be cool. Maybe I'll get the app that you can like track where all the poop is in the city. That'd be fun. And probably gonna have the coffee. I mean, I don't think the Starbucks there has like any special coffee. If anything, it just tastes like normal coffee. But you know, maybe some of the more like local places should have like great coffee. Non big time places. Or what is the word? Franchise places. I still have to like sit down and look up what I'm actually going to do. It was one of those things where like we have the idea of where we're going, but now we have to figure out what we want to do when we're there. I'm sure we could find something. Seattle seems like a great place. Yeah. I'm very excited about doing that. And then the week after we come back, that the next coming weekend is going to be, I'm going to be going to the Renaissance Fair in North Carolina to, you know, not be stuck inside the house and maybe talk to people. I'm very bad at that, but you know, that's why you have to just get out there and do it. I'm going to try very hard to see if I can like find people there to hang out with and maybe like dress up for the thing and do the whole Renaissance thing. Like I don't want to like half step it and then like be surprised when I get home and be like, wow, I met nobody there. That was so, you know, depressing. It's like, because I know I don't try. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll embarrass myself and then never want to leave the house again. It's possible. I've considered it. You know, I'll put it on my to-do list. Just start getting really good at streaming. All of a sudden. Just... yeah. But should have fun. You know, if I don't like it, then I just won't go again. When I went to the anime convention, that was fun too. What was it? Queen City Anime Convention. Queen City Con Anime Convention? I don't remember. But I didn't go this year because I wanted to do something else. But one that I regret not doing is the Galaxy Con. Because especially like this past year, everybody I knew was getting on there. And like people I didn't even know were in North Carolina were like at that convention. Like it was crazy. Then like I found out some of my friends went and like I had no idea about it until like it was already like, you know, like a week away. So it's just like this year I definitely should have gone. So next year I'm absolutely going to be going to the convention. Unless I like fall in love with the Renaissance Fair, like that becomes like my I think I have to do. Like if this place is like magic, cause I like conventions. I don't love conventions. I'm a very particular kind of person. Sometimes being around too many nerdy people, it's like I'm most comfortable around other nerdy people, but then I also like don't like being around them for too long. I think that's just the introvert coming out of me, or maybe the picky, judgmental person coming out of me. But we'll see. That's all on my to-do list. Trying to think about the things that I'm doing. I'm also going to be going to a Joji concert. I think I've mentioned that before on the stream. But yeah, that should be great. Been a fan of Joji since, you know, back in the Pink Guy days. And I've been happy to see him grow. Haven't listened to Smithereens yet though, so I need to make sure I actually remember to listen to that before I go. And I think that's all the way like November, anyways. I'm gonna check out how the East Stripes look like in just a minute. Yeah, that looks good. Is the opacity? I think we could change it to make it even stronger because I do think it's like right now it looks a little too light, but maybe it's one of those things I have to keep subtle because I don't want like this to feel too distracting. It's just like a small little detail, and then I think whenever I don't notice it like super strongly, I get really frustrated. and then like turn up the dial way too much. Yeah, this is nice. I think once I get it on the entire shirt, I'll really like feel it. Can't really judge it until it's done. Just kind of trying to sink it in and out of the clothes as it all folds and around. That's the hard part of patterns if you're trying to go for like a style that actually like has wrinkles, and you're not going for like the chowder thing where like it's just one texture and it doesn't move as the characters move. In that case, you can just put on the texture, don't even worry about it, and that's fun too. I like that style. I've talked about it before, but like my favorite anime. One of my favorite animes is the Count of Monte Cristo, Gankatsuo. And in that anime, if you've ever watched it, like the visuals have the exact same thing going on where it's like one texture and then like the characters move, but the patterns don't. It's really weird. And Count of Monte Cristo has like one of the most like eye gouging applications of that, where it's like so many textures, so bright, everything's all colorful, and everybody's wearing these like wacky outfits with all these insane patterns, and they're moving. Meanwhile, their textures aren't, so like it looks like their clothes are moving at the same time. But it's great. It's like maximalist. So like if you can like learn to just like go with it, go with the like gaudiness of it, you can enjoy it. But some people don't like maximalist even when it's done right. So it's all about personal taste. This one's an interesting. This is an interesting part. The bicep. I'm gonna try to make sure like it looks very round. See if that like helps his muscles look especially bulging. We'll see how it looks. It's okay if the lines aren't super smooth either. If it looks too goofy, then we can just take it off. It's just experimenting, just having fun trying different things. Because like I said, like I'm trying to get these lines to go with the motion of the clothes. So if this is like really, close to his muscles, then it should like follow along the path of the muscles as well. Yeah, it looks good. And the underside, I think, is also going to help improve it. Let me see. Can I make it so they're not touching here? Yeah, there we go. Pushed it to the side just a bit. Just a subtle curve on this one, and then like it is going to get a little bit more noticeable as it goes along. There we go. Yeah, nice little bit of a curve on it. It's just like the texture of the shirt itself. It's not really like making things super dynamic or noticeable, but it's just enough to like keep it consistent, I think. Here we go. Now, does the interior need it? Probably, because I think I already put the texture inside the shirt there too. I'm trying to remember. I have a striped shirt, so I'm trying to remember if it's striped on the inside as well. I think there's like a secondary piece of cloth that reinforces it. That's like a contrasting color, so I think it's blue. So on like the buttons, on the backs of the buttons, there's not the buttons themselves, but like the holes where the buttons are. Those are like reinforced with a second layer of cloth. but it's blue, so like it contrasts a little better. It's more of like a purplish blue, so like it kind of matches with the red. I'm describing to you a shirt that you don't see for whatever reason. But I don't think I'm gonna do anything crazy like that. I think we're good to just like keep it to one texture. And I think that happens with a lot of clothes too. Like the texture's on both sides. It's not just like screen printed on the one side. And this one's definitely okay to be a little bit more loose because it's just like a mess going every direction. I just ate a whole bunch of spaghetti, sorry. I was also thinking about maybe going to like a movie tomorrow. They have I found out that they do like replayings of like old anime movies at some places. Like I think they're gonna be doing Perfect Blue, which is a Satoshi Kon film, and I'm a huge Satoshi Kon fan. Sorry, my dog decided to interrupt. I am now exploiting you for views. Oh, you got my cord. You got my cord. There you go. You cannot have any of my coffee. Say hello to the camera. You opened my door, and then you didn't shut it behind you. Yeah, you can go. If only he could learn to shut the door behind him, that'd be great. He'd be the perfect dog. And maybe use the toilet. That'd be cool. I've seen like animals that can use the human toilets, and it seems great to like not have to worry about animals leaving their droppings all over the place. I mean, he can use the bathroom outside. Like, you know, he doesn't like to go inside. He's learned that. But you know, he still goes occasionally if we're not like quick enough for his liking. So like, just if they could go like in the bathroom themselves to handle their business, that'd be great. That'd be dope. I'm too lazy to like walk him every couple hours. That's why we have like a team. I can't imagine like having a pet all on my own, because I'd be like 24/7. I'd have to keep up with the animal. I mean, even going to work like just sounds like I don't want to do that to an animal. I mean, I probably will once if I ever start living on my own. Who does that? I mean, I can't imagine ever doing that, but that'd be awesome, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if I could have a pet at that situation. I probably would need one, because I'd imagine it'd get like very lonely without one. And I do love having a pet to like, you know, hold and all that. But like, just the stress of like wondering if it's being fed enough, if it's being walked enough whenever I'm at work. Boss makes $1 while I make a dime. Something. I mean, even just now, like, even though he has like a whole family, or just, you know, like my brothers, my parents, like he still like whines and like looks so sad anytime anybody leaves. He'll like follow you to the door and just like stare at you as you leave. A fun fact for people who have pets, you might want to close your ears, but scientists have found that yes, they do get very sad when you leave. They don't understand. They do not, in fact, understand that you are gonna come back later. They do think you're gone forever, and it like ruins them every single time. Maybe not that far. I just know that they get sad when you leave. I added a little bit of spice to that. But yeah, that factoid makes me feel awful. And it's funny because when the whole family's here, he'll just like go off into a corner and just watch the outside, you know, like look out the window. And then as soon as we leave, he's like right on us, like, how could you leave me? It's like we were like so tight. It's like, man, you were just sitting over there. Leave me alone. You wanted to be on your own whenever we were here. And then now we're leaving. It's like, oh, please, won't somebody give me attention? It's messed up. Did I mention Satoshi Kon and just completely forget about what I was talking about? Yeah, sorry. They were showing Perfect Blue at theaters tomorrow, and I think Thursday as well. But I think I checked and there was like nobody buying tickets, and I don't know. It seems kind of. I mean, I'm not gonna be like talking to anybody, so I don't know why I have to go if no one else is going. But I don't know. Something about it feels just lame. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I'm comparing it to like Barbenheimer, where it's like there was dozens of people. The room, you knew everybody in that room was there for the exact same reason, and there was like something nice to that. But like in this case, it's like there's 3 people. It reminds me of when I watched Cats in the movie theaters, which is something I actually did. Whenever that came out in the movie theaters, it was like 6 people total, and there's something very interesting about knowing that everybody's there to suffer. I think there were like 2 people who were like fans of it that were there. Somehow, older people for some reason just are completely fine with cat buttholes. And weird cat human hybrids. I've always disliked cats. I mean, even back when I was in like middle school, I saw Cats for the first time and I was like, this is stupid. And then I watched Phantom of the Opera and I love that stuff. But it's like, even now that I have like this part of me that's like really into musicals, like I love Moulin Rouge. I thought Beetlejuice was really fun. What was it? Hamilton, all that. Phantom of the Opera is still one of the GOATs, even though it is kind of, silly. I mean, all musicals are silly. But I still don't like Cats. It's just a weird show. And I mean, sure, Memory's great. Memory's a banger. Everybody loves Memory. Not worth it though. And then you talk about the movie where it's like you can't even appreciate like the set design because everything's just artificial. You can't appreciate the artistry of the movement because they're weird CG animals, so like they can just fix whatever might have been imperfect in the live action dancing. They don't have to do really crazy and creative makeup because it's just importing textures. It's not great. It's not great. I made my brother watch it with me, even though he hates musicals, just because I wanted him to suffer. I like paid for his movie ticket, and he had nothing else to do that day. Oh, it was so good. I was just like, come on, it's gonna be awful. Please, I'm begging you to just watch this with me. That's one of my like favorite memories of all time. Just like forcing my brother to watch one of my least favorite musicals. I think him knowing that it was a musical that I didn't like made it much better for him. Because usually it's like, oh, watch his musical I like, and he does not want to do that. But if it's like a musical I hate, and then we can both suffer, I think there's something more fun about that. There's got to be a science to it. I don't understand it. This is taking a lot of time, actually. I don't know why this section's much harder to do. But after we get through the stripes, we get to the fun part, which is the blood. I'm gonna go ahead and just like do it a little bit of it. Let's see, maybe something like something gooier. Gooey is like the worst word I could have used for that, but that's what I'm gonna use. Let's go for like a dark crimson color. Classic. I also have like a paintbrush flicking tool here. Get a little bit more scattered. But I kind of want to keep it reserved because it gets a little like You get like these little ghost flicks over here where it's like really transparent and almost unnoticeable, and then like it'll come up later whenever I'm like doing edits and I'm trying to like figure out where like all the little pixels are. It like it's almost like too messy. Like if there was like no transparency to the flicks, then it'd be like the perfect brush. And I also wanted to like go right around the hand, maybe like come around a little too, because if you ever get like a liquid or blood even on your hand, you know that it kind of like drips down to your wrist. I think just like the natural curve of your hand just works with it. Just like that, just like that. Keep it a little bit like dribbly, like it's a thicker blood. Just like that, perfect. Maybe just like this one, just this little drop comes through the, just falls along the tendons, then it comes right around. Hold on, let me get that better. So part of what's been slowing down my content a lot has been a certain little game that I've been addicted to. I might have mentioned it before, but it's been kind of like clinging onto me really hard in the past like week or so. Yeah, Baldur's Gate is insane how good it is. Like I heard somebody tell me it's like one of the best games like period of all time, and honestly it's crazy, but it's like it's not that crazy. Like I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I'm ready to say that just yet, but it's not. I'm not that far. It might be one of the just flat out the best games. Mainly because I love D&D, and I'm wondering like how much if that is like part of the bias. But like, I mean, I also just like generally love RPGs like Fallout, Skyrim. Usually games that include like small RPG elements like Mass Effect, Dishonored. Is there another one? Prey, Bioshock. Does it have RPG elements? I think Bioshock has like very minimal RPG elements, but like level ups and you know those kind of things. Or maybe that's just general level up. Maybe that's not even like an RPG thing. But point stands. Like the amount of dedication I've had with this game like already, like I legitimately like consider Baldur's Gate like maybe one of the best games. And I feel like it's insane for me to say, but like it really, like I can't think of any reason why it would not be that good, like why that's not the case. Let me get this color again. Let me get some on his teeth too. Oops, is this right layer? What's going on? Oh, is it because it's under something? Oh, it's under the highlight, that's why. And something, not this bright, let's dampen that down a bit. And then let's like lock the transparent layer so I only color the parts that are already covered. Get a little bit of shine to it, not too much. I think I actually have like a bookmark for like how to draw blood very believably. I might have to pull that up. This is just like a quick render. I'm probably gonna have to get more on his shirt, on his chest and everything, but I just want to kind of get like a feel for how I'm gonna do different sections, like, you know, like the splatter, the drips, the colors. Then for like the brightest of areas, we can do like a almost white, pink or red. That looks really good. I like that it kind of looks blue almost, which is not what it is. It's just like a pink. But I guess maybe it's like got a little bit of blue in there. Hold on, let me see. We have to color select. Okay, yeah, it's a purple. That's why it's kind of got like a slightly bluish tone. I think that's a really good effect. Yeah, now that I'm leaving it, I think it's definitely probably too much detail. So we're gonna probably simplify that as we go along. We'll see. All right, next. I'm gonna go back to doing the blue. It's a nice little distraction, but we need. I want to go and make sure I finish that part. Is it the same color? Yeah. Okay. Back in. Also, as far as my art goes, things that I'm working on. So I have a really crazy drawing that I'm doing. So digitally, as far as like my iPad drawings go, I'm in a little bit of a lull because I don't know what I want to draw next as like my next subject. Same with like physical ones. I don't know what to do after the one I'm doing, but I'm a little tapped out on ideas. But I'm sure I'll figure something out. Who knows? Maybe I'll just draw Baldur's Gate for the rest of my life. So the first one, my physical drawings, I'm doing a big Tank Girl piece. I've always loved Tank Girl, at least visually. I don't think I've ever read Tank Girl because I think it's. I looked it up. She has like 2 or 3 6-issue miniseries, and that's kind of it. Like she only has like a few issues. It's like she is very iconic, yet she really doesn't have that much like comic period. I think since like. I think it was originally like 3 6-issue miniseries, so 18 issues total, like way back in the 90s, maybe even the 80s. Then it came back for a little bit, then for like another few issues, and then I think it came back for a few more miniseries in like a modern era, like back in like 2014, 16, somewhere around then, for like another couple of miniseries. And I think those are like there's like more of those during that era than there were like originally. And then I do know that Jamie Hewlett and everybody that was part of the comic book came back for like a Kickstarter, 21st Century Tank Girl. So like the original creators came back to work on it. I mean, I think it's mostly a Jamie Hewlett thing, the artist for the Gorillas. Anyways, I just went through the whole history for whatever reason. Point is, I'm doing a piece based off Tank Girl because my friend mentioned something about a tank that he did in one of his games, and then that got me my gears spinning. And then I ended up going like a different direction with his piece because he didn't actually like do anything in the tank. It just was a part of like the background. And then I was like, you know what? I almost didn't do it because it was too hard. And then I was like, you know, I was desperate for an idea, so I was like, you know what? Let's draw a tank. Let's draw a girl inside of a tank. Wait, what if I do Tank Girl? You know, like I like the character. I've always loved her vibes. That, you know, like punk aesthetic. So let's go. Let's see what I can do with that. Especially because I wanted to have fun with the design of the character. I really have like an itch for character design right now and going like crazy with the wackiness. And trying, because like I think I love my Vampire the Masquerade characters, but my biggest issue with my Vampire the Masquerade characters is that a lot of them are just people in suits. And that was a conscious decision because Vampire the Masquerade doesn't have that much craziness to it. The most crazy you usually get is Tzimisce and Nosferatu. Those are like really wacky and visually ugly characters. You know, ugly, you know, sometimes they can be pretty. It's choice. Different from vampire to vampire and artist to artist. But I've seen like other artists who like have made their own like Vampire the Masquerade OCs, and some of them are way crazier than anything I did, and that made me feel like a little bit of bitterness about it. Bitterness and like jealousy, like, you know, like whenever you see somebody do it really well, it's not that like I hate the artist or anything. It's the opposite. It's like I need to do what they're doing. Like I need to channel that energy, and get those like really unique designs in. Krom's Ferratu, if anybody's like looked up Vampire the Masquerade OCs, you'll see his art come up a lot because he did like all the clans just like I did, or I guess I did it just like he did. And his designs are just gorgeous, like for all of the clans. And then he did like anti-tribu, for like a lot of the clans where like they, you know, Camarilla, Bruja, or you know like the Ventru. I'm losing my train of thought. But anyways. So I wanted to go wacky with Tank Girl's design. I did like 3 or 4 renditions and I'm pretty happy with the design. Spoiler, she has nipple tape. The idea of the piece is that her tank breaks down in the desert, and so she's like overheating while trying to get the tank to move again. And so she like is all down to her almost bare nothings. I was gonna do like a full nude, but I just thought like you know, like if I wanted to do like have fun with the character design and she's wearing nothing, there's not a lot I can do with that, except for nipple pasties. Does that help in the summer? What are you, a freaking doctor? What are you, a scientist? Huh? You a cop? I gave her nipple pasties because I thought it'd be funny, and I can write stuff on the nipple pasties. But yeah, that's gonna be the next piece, the next like physical big piece that I do. As far as my digital, I'm going to be I'm studying really. So what I did is I grabbed a lot of like art that I've been seeing on Instagram from artists that I like, and trying to replicate what they did with their color palettes a bit. I mean, I'm completely taking from their color palettes, but you know, in that I'm, you know, trying to like learn from it. I'm not just like copying for no reason, and you know, like taking credit for it. But it's also a little weird because like something that I've had issues with was like I've tried like tagging people that I take the art from or like copy the art from, and you know, like not to like clout shark or anything, but maybe a little bit, maybe like a little vaguely like, ooh, I wonder if anybody will like my art. But also, you know, like I don't want to leave artists uncredited. But like some artists, I don't know if they have like a block or something, but like I couldn't like at their art on mine at all. Like I couldn't. I guess because, you know, like there are bots that'll like randomly like at people for no reason. They like ping me all the time. You know, like somebody mentioned you in their story, and you look and it's like, do you want to win $1 million? It's like, no, you weirdo, leave me alone. They're really obnoxious. I don't know why Instagram is so prevalent with bots. It's like I have like 140 followers on Instagram, and I'm dead sure like 90 to 100 of those followers are all bots. They're like bot. Not my bots. I don't buy them. I don't have that kind of money. I don't, you know, like it's just a hobby. That I occasionally get paid for, but not enough to like pay for views. I've considered it because I think there are people who like show like, yeah, it kind of works. You can buy views and then like grow a natural following from the bots. It shouldn't work. It's stupid. It's cheating. But you know, sometimes you're not really interested in what's the nice way to do it. You're interested in what will be the most effective in getting you an audience. Hold on, I'm down like 3 lines of thought. Let me focus again. What was I just talking about? My studies. Sorry, I am way off. So yeah, I am copying other people's art to like learn their color palette, see what I can do. Because some people have like really just gorgeous color palettes. Like I saw this guy who did a color of this person with dark hair, you know, like black hair. But they had like all these like beautiful like refractory colors and diffusive colors. Specular is what my friend called it. No, never mind. We had an argument about that. She was talking about something different. But like instead of just black and like one reflective color, it was like black with a little bit of blue, with a little bit of purple and orange, a yellow. It was like all this like blend of like the entire prism of colors. And I really wanted to cover that. And that one's almost done, really. Like, I think I'm, like, completely done with that one. So what I'm doing is I'm copying it once, like, really roughly to get, like, the general shape of the character. So you can tell, like, it's me copying the person's artwork. But it's, you know, rough enough that I didn't spend, like, hours doing it. And then once I have like that color palette kind of down and seeing what they're doing, I try to see if I can apply it to like an original drawing where I just use the exact same color palette and like the exact same structure. So if I use like blue for the skin, then I'm gonna use blue for the other person's skin, or my character's skin. This song is way too quiet. And then I'm like trying to see if I can make something original out of that color palette. So like while they drew like, I don't know, a vampire, I'm drawing like a swimsuit model. Why am I drawing a swimsuit model? I don't know. What was the first thing that came to mind? Sometimes my brain is broken. Sorry, excuse me. I'm burping a lot. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I think that one's like, even though it's just like sketches and just me copying other people's color palettes, I do think I might post it anyways because the original ones that I'm doing after that, I think are gonna come out really nice because of that. And I think it's also nice to share like those like experiences of, like, hey, like even though like a lot of people say that I'm a good artist and this and that, I also have to take my time and study because like it's not just like natural. It's also like I legitimately love trying to figure out how to get better. So it's not like what I've started to tell people is I've taken this from Ethan Becker. A lot of tips I steal from Ethan Becker, but it's like it's not that I was like naturally gifted. It's that I literally It's literally that I loved it so much that I never stopped doing it. And because I kept working on my art, like that's why I'm good. You could say, like I don't want to get too my own horn too much, because I'm not great compared to like other artists. But I don't think that's important. It's mostly about just doing what you like and trying to show what you can do that's different from other people. Or it doesn't even have to be necessarily super different. Like it's sometimes seeing something that's been done before, just done in a good way, sometimes that's enough. Like most stories are the same story that you've seen a million times, but it's nice when it's done in a satisfying way. Like Baldur's Gate is just D&D, but it's also done in a really good way. Like the interface is clean enough, the automatic parts of it where it's like it speed things up are good enough, like that it makes what's good about D&D shine. So like that's what I'm talking about, like getting what you could, doing something that people like in a way that's satisfying enough. So like I don't put too much stock into like people being the most original of artists. And I think that's what like even some of the greats, like Pablo Picasso, there's that famous saying, good artists create, great artists steal. And I think what he's saying with that is learn how to like copy other artists. And you don't necessarily have to make an entirely new groundbreaking idea, even though he was one of those artists that broke new ground with his art. It always comes from something else. And it's the same thing, like I think it's easier for me to understand in video games because I'm a filthy little gamer brainer. But like Dishonored is a game I really like. It's one of my favorite games. But it's not necessarily doing anything new with the mechanics. It's just something that we know done really well. Like stealth mechanics done particularly, they're okay. The stealth isn't the best part of Dishonored, even though it's mostly a stealth-based game. More of the magic and combat, I would say, is probably the more fun parts. And just like specifically that blend of like stealth, combat, I don't know, world mechanics where like there's artifacts in the world that you can use in different ways or not use at all, like having that freedom. That's sandbox gameplay, that like specific blend. None of those are like super innovative or original. It's just done in a way that's really satisfying. I again have completely lost the point of whatever I was talking about, but in this case I'm okay with it. I like this conversation. And I mean, music is the same thing too. Like, there's that Bo Burnham line. Oh, I lost the line. But it's some songs are sung with the same 4 chords, and it's because if it's there are like just tones and chords that are very likable. So how do you play it in a way that's enjoyable again, or like really brings those out, and you can still like create something that's not original, but still be enjoyable because people like hearing it. It's like cover bands. They're not lesser musicians because their song isn't like completely creatively their own. They can just cover songs and bring those good emotions out really well, and you're still a good musician. You can't be a bad musician and people will still enjoy it. Like, if you suck, you suck. Yeah, and that's just what I feel about like the creative process. Probably a subject I talk about way too much. But it's kind of hard when like I'm drawing and I'm trying to like be an artist, to not think about what art means to me. I'm mostly like mostly. I have a somewhat utilitarian perspective on art. Just focusing on things that I think are useful and applicable. Not a very big concept kind of guy. I remember seeing like I've mentioned this like a few times, but like an artist who was like very picky about who could buy their art, and I remember thinking like, that is interesting. I respect what they're doing, but I don't think I could do that because I don't see art as this super, esoteric thing. I don't know what esoteric even means, but esoteric thing where like it has to be channeled in a certain way. Like it has to be gate kept and protected. Like, art is just art. Like it's any 5-year-old with a crayon can make art. What makes it important is like who did it, what does it mean to you, and just the viewer is the one that gives it value. And then the viewer is just you, then that's important too. Although I definitely understand the gatekeeping as far as like making sure it's not just like a monetization tool. So like people who buy it should actually enjoy the art, or people who buy it should not just be looking to invest so then they can park their money in an asset. That'd be great. I don't know if there's any way to stop that because it's kind of like the Kurt Cobain thing where he's a rebel, but he's also like completely beloved by the medium, and is exactly the kind of face that becomes like monetizable. So it's like even when you're trying to like push back against the system, sometimes you just get eaten up by it at the same time. Ooh. Yeah, it is what it is. Art is fun. So instead of getting like locked up on, what is like the ground meaning or the most basest meaning, or like looking at it from a philosophical lens, just enjoying it and not digging in too deep. Just enjoying your poster of like anime artwork. Don't think about whether or not it's like a mass marketed product. If you like it, if it makes your brain go brr, enjoy it. Maybe there's not enough like things that can make you happy. So enjoy those little like nuggets of goodness while you can. That's what I mean by utilitarian. I don't know if that's the exact word for it. Not getting caught up too much in the word sophistry is what's coming to mind. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm using big words. Big words. I am big stupid, so I don't know why I'm using big words. Sophistry. The use of fallacious arguments, especially with the intention of deceiving. I don't think sophistry is the right word. think of like a word that means like intentional vagueness, intentional like etherealness. I might use the word esoteric again. Let me look up what that means. All of my search history is Baldur's Gate questions. Esoteric, yeah. Esoteric's probably the best word for that. But yeah. I think getting too esoteric with art, it can be a little bit like smelling your own farts. Like it's just nonsense, you know. Like it gets too spacious, too judgmental, and too what's the word whenever you make it like a club for people that are wealthy enough or smart enough to understand, and kicking out all the like normal people. There's like that like attitude. I think that's been a long time thing too. Like that's always been a criticism of like the art world, is that like they're too high and mighty. I don't know what the phrase is. Too snobby. I think that's better. Snobby. There's no sch in there, but I'm gonna call it snobby because that sounds funny. Snobby. Let me get a smoke in a pancake. It's too snobby. Holy crap, how long is this stream been going on? I just realized, like, I think this entire stream has literally just been me pinstriping. Goodness. But it is looking good, though. If this ends up being a wasted stream because I ended up doing the entire stream for this one detail, I'm okay with that. That's fine by me. And I do think I might have to spend the rest of the stream doing the blood, because I think the blood is really going to be like a key. It's going to be a small detail, but like a key small detail. Because I mean, vampire. There should be some blood somewhere. Like, you know, like it's not the 1920s or the 1800s anymore. We can visually show what's like the most vital part to vampires. Oh, I need to watch the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines trailers again. Sorry, 2 trailer, because I saw that they released the trailers again, because it's finally coming apparently. So they say. But there's a lot of hesitation. You know, like the last time the project was on, they had the guy who made the original Bloodlines that was, you know, supposedly made it so edgy. And I don't know if they hired him back. I don't know if they have any plans on hiring him back. I don't know if they can make a good Vampire the Masquerade game without him. I'm open to it. I think a lot of people put too much stock into stock. I keep adding CH to everything. Keep putting too much stock into singular people, when usually it's like way more than just one person making a product that like makes it so like enjoyable. Like it's not just George Lucas that made Star Wars fun. There's also like the entire production team that went behind it. It's not one person that made Mass Effect a good video game series. So hopefully it'll still be good. I bet, you know, we'll have to see. I am concerned about I know this was the case before, but I don't know if it's still the case, where they didn't have all the clans, which is fine. I don't need all 14 or 15, but I need some of the core ones. You know, I need Bruja, I need Gangrel, I need Gangrel, I need Nosferatu, I need Ventru, I need Toreador. If there's no Toreador, I'm rioting. You know, like, you're not making a Vampire the Masquerade game without the Toreador. We are too prideful, and we are too attractive to not have them in there. I don't know if there's other ones that are Malkavians. There has to be a Malkavian class. Malkavian. I think you can kind of get away with it without the Malkavians because they're so difficult. But that's like the fun part. Like, you know, like you need those, like the 2 that are like the most important to get are like Nosferatu and Malkavians, because they're so unique to the games compared to everybody else. Because like the Bruja, Toreador, you know, like they're all classics. You know, like the big bulky vampires, and then like the seductive vampires. They're like very core and important. But Nosferatu and like Malkavians really make it just something different. Because especially when it comes to like the video games, because Nosferatu, like you have to play the game entirely different if you're Nosferatu. The Malkavians, they'll have experiences that are nothing like any of the other vampires, at least as far as bloodlines. And I mean, even like the text adventures that I've been playing on choice of games or whatever, even those have like really unique gameplay mechanics that are unique to those classes. So, you know, I don't need the Ministry. That's fine. I don't need Banu Hakim or the Asamites. Those are interesting, but they're a little bit more further in the background. La Sombra, also further in the background. Zamiti, they're also like a super unique one. It's kind of like the Malkavians and Nosferatu, but they're not as vital to me as those two. Let me just look it up. I feel like, I mean, I'm doing a Vampire the Masquerade piece, so I can be a little leisurely with this. 2 clans. Tremere, I like Tremere. I don't know what I think they're like in the same league as Ventru, where it's like, if they have like, I don't know, 4 clans, then Ventru and Tremere can go. But if they include like more like 8 clans, then I think Tremere and Ventru need to be included. See, Gangrel. Ravnos can absolutely stay to the side. I do like Ravnos though. Ravnos is really cool. I think I got most of them. So yeah, like Boastborn are Bruja, Gangrel, Malkavians, Nosferatu, Toreador, Tremere, and Ventru. Those are like the core clans to me. And then like of those, the Malkavians and Nosferatu are the most important. But I, you know, obviously I have love for pretty much all the clans. I don't know if there's a single clan that I don't like. I think the only ones that I'm a little iffy about personally, Gangrel, I love Gangrel, but they do feel they're usually a little one note to me. I think you can play Gangrel very well. You know, obviously, what's his name? The Beckett, is it Beckett? What is the last? Is the first name? I think it's just, okay. Beckett. We're just gonna call him Beckett because I can't remember his first name, last name, whatever it is. But Beckett is like obviously a really unique Gangrel. So Gangrel can be unique. It's just usually they're hippies or they're just kind of rude. Which is funny because, you know, they're not even the Bruja. They get played like Bruja even if they're not supposed to be the Bruja. The Sombra, they're always like been a little bit too hard to separate from Ventru personality wise. So that's why I always like push it a little bit to the side. The Ministry, I think they're unique plot wise, but character and personality wise, they're also like very similar to like a lot of other clans. They're just a little bit more conniving. They're like the connivingness of a Ventru, but like the what's the word? Personality or the charm of a Toreador. So they're unique, but they're also somebody I don't mind like sitting back to the side. Ravnos, they're hard because I think they have like kind of a wishy-washy place in Vampire the Masquerade. I do like the rewrite of being more daredevils and instead of like inherently criminal. But I don't know if they're there yet. Or I don't know if they've like really had enough time to like become solidified as that. At least among the Vampire the Masquerade community. But anyways. So I'll have to check in on that. I want to be excited though, so we'll see. Alright, we're gonna go back to this palette. I think this is the color I'm using. Oh, it's locked right now. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little smaller, like 20. There we go. That should be good. I'm gonna get some on the shirt here. I want some sprays going like all, like just a little bit further up the arm. Definitely on the other hand too. Because if he just beat the crap out of somebody, he's obviously gonna have like blood all over his knuckles, and I don't want them like dripping off of his knuckles, his knuckles. Oh, this is a good brush for this. This is a really good brush. I should have used this from the start. And then, you know, if he's punching somebody, it's gonna go a couple splatters and flicks. There's some on his lap too. Let's see. I'm gonna just trim it off the no floating bits. Not really right now. I'm a little bit busy with my art. Just not at the moment. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Beautiful.
I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I got mixed up on my hotkeys. Let's see. I'm doing like a weird pattern. I'm trying to add more like flicks and splatters to it, but I don't know if it works just right. We can work on it. I'm gonna use this little stippling pen. It's a little too linear for like good splatters, but like just like a little bit here and there, I think helps. Just like fill in a lot of spaces. That's why I use like the sponge brush or whatever on the pants. I think I'm gonna do the spray here again. I think a good mix of all the splatter brushes helps, or is a good idea. I'm gonna dirty it up a bit over here, and then like clean, and then wipe it off to like bring it back down. Make sure it doesn't get like too like crazy. Just going in and out of like mess it up, clean it up, mess it up, clean it up, and see if we can get to like a happy middle point. I'm gonna erase it with like the chalk brush so we can keep it like a little rough. The tie's probably gonna have a little bit on it, but I think it's gonna be a little bit more subdued on the tie. Just like the way that they're positioned, I think they get splattered differently. That one's not working how I want it to. And this one's working though. I was just praising the other brush because it felt like it was doing exactly what I needed it to, and then it stopped working like I wanted it to. I'm trying to find just like that perfect mix of, I was gonna say blobby mess, but also then like really quick flicks. Because they both like have like different weird patterns whenever you flick it. So like it'll be like heavy at the top and then like instantly transition in with like a square shape. And I don't want that shape. I don't want that. What the? Come on, like look at that. I just put like a tiny bit of pressure on it and then it like instantly blew up to like the full size. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be alright. I wonder if I can have like a airbrush underneath to like kind of mix the colors. See if we can maybe put it like a overlay or something. Maybe that like, nope, that's not gonna. I just made the colors more saturated for whatever reason. Maybe like a multiply. Kind of. I kind of want it to look a little bit like greener. Like, you know, like if you've ever had like a nosebleed, you know, like the blood kind of like dries into like a darker browner greenish color. Not because of boogers, but because of like the way that it like dyes on the other stuff. Like it doesn't dye like a pretty red color. It like turns into like this nasty like, I mean, human color is what I want to say. Let's try color. Nope. Burn maybe. What in the world? Why does that turn blue? It's a red I have. Hue. hue's a little better than color. Not what I'm looking for though. Maybe I just need to choose like a better color, like add a little bit more green to it. Ooh, that's almost. It looks good on here. Like if we could get this color onto the shirt, I think that would be a good place. Then your burn maybe. Yeah, like that. Let's try like blending it. See? I think that's working. Just like a little bit of it. Like some of it came off and it's like not super, but it's not like clean or anything. Because I think having like this little like pocket where it's like doesn't hit it, it doesn't look like it's soaking into the clothes. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm going for. Get that like stain look like it's getting absorbed into the shirt. Absorbed is like the perfect word there. Feel bad for the guy that was asking me to listen to music. Just in case you're here, it's nothing against you. It's just I'm not like a music reviewer channel, and it feels kind of weird to do it live, to react to music. I'm okay with doing it for art, because you know, like I'm an artist, so like I have like an opinion. But I also have like when it comes to music. I mean, I like music. I listen to music. But you know, it just feels like a weird crossover that I don't know. Just doesn't seem like a good mix for me right now, especially when I'm like trying to do art, like trying to also like focus on music. It's like you hear the music I'm listening to now. It's like very background music because like I need to focus. And he could have made music that's like homework edits, and so like there's some chance I could like it just, but you know, I also didn't want to like accidentally not like it and then be like, no, I think you need to work on this. Like I don't know. It just seems like a bad move. Now again, maybe if you have like an album cover and you want me to review that, I can do that. That'd be more fun. And also, like I'm a little picky about my music already. Like I might be mean. Like I don't know if I'm the best like little test subject you could ask for. But I hope you or your fans, you know, like you guys have a good time. I'm sure there's like music review channels. I feel like that's definitely like a community on here on Twitch. I haven't looked it up, but I've definitely seen people who like have music groups, have radios, have, you know, DJ mix sections. That sounds like a way better place to get noticed than my channel. I think this needs to get toned down. Maybe like that. I'm just noticing like how like insanely bloody it looks like because there's no blood anywhere else. So like that's definitely like a few steps too far. I think this might be better with just like a few flicks here and there. Or let's just use the flick, like the splatter brush here. And then we can add like a little clump here or there. Let's grab you. See, this is why I don't like using the flick brushes too much, is because like it really creates a lot of chaos, like a little bit too much chaos. Like I feel like the stipple brush has like too little chaos, because it's basically all like the same size dots, and then this is like too much chaos where it's like too clumpy, too much. Like too clumpy, too close together, too clustered. Then here's like, you see how like the shapes are like aren't even ovals at some point, so it doesn't really go for like a good blood effect. Here's a little better. I think just like using this very lightly and like tapping in areas can work. But then also like it doesn't have that much variety in like the shapes. Like the shapes are very small, and that's kind of it. And then like you increase the brush size, and that's gonna increase it for everything. And then it also gets blurrier too, which is not, that's just a side effect. Let's see if I can also tame down here. Then I think maybe some drops like a little bit out of spots, because I think right here in the lap is probably where it hit the most. Maybe just like it feels a little too focused, where like it needs, and maybe there's a blood drop here. Oop, blood drop. It sounds like I'm saying blowjob. Oop, oh my god. Maybe I just need to make the brush smaller. Smaller. Just like flicks here and there. Oh, let me see. Is there like a section where there's more of these splatters? I know there's like 100 splatters, and I only use like 3 of them. Oh, here we go. There's like a paint and smudge section. Wait, no, that's not it. There's like I know there's like a section for it. I just don't remember where. Plants. Is it here in paint and smudge? Textures? No textures. Wait, maybe. There we go. I think we're getting somewhere. There was maybe like more singular like splats. Paint smudge. I keep going back to the exact same ones though. Like a stitch brush. I don't think that's particularly helpful. You need to like quickly scroll by all of them. Yeah, here we go. See if I can make it a little bit more subdued though. Is there a way to rotate this? Why is it just like stiff? Why do I not know like how to rotate the brush? I know GIMP has like a rotate brush section. I don't know how to rotate it on here. Oh, here you go. It's gonna do it like completely upside down. Nope, that's not upside down. That's to the right. So if it starts at 0, then I gotta go 180. There we go. I also make it like way smaller. Oh, you can see like right here, I actually have like the exact same shape. If I and maybe twist it just a little bit. So instead of 180, more like 165. Nope, go away. Go away. There we go. And it's not that. I think at this size, it's not that helpful. Kind of like that though. I don't know. I like it, but it's not working. Yeah, that's more of a... I like this, though. This is crazy. Okay, yeah, that's real, like... Some nice blood splatters on that one. But that wasn't what I was looking for, I don't think. It's a good one. Big sponge. Maybe it's GIMP that I'm thinking about. I think I remember having like 100 different splats on GIMP. Let's see. Here's like a toothbrush one. Yeah, this is nice. It's a little slow, and I think it gets like really off the mark sometimes. But it's nice. It's got like a decent variety of like big to small. Okay. I think we're good on splats. We just need to clean it up and add a little bit of texture to it all now. Or highlights to it all. Oh, that's right. I forgot this. It's a different color for this one. There we go. And just fix it over here too. Gonna erase some of it here. Oh, that's not an eraser. There we go. All right, and then we add like that a big brighter red color to add a little bit of more light to it. That's an eraser, not a brush. Not too much. It's mostly dried up here. Make it a little messy. There's some areas where it might be a little... It might catch the light a little bit more. I think here I might keep it real dark. I always think about what I heard Tom Savini said Tom Savini say during one of like the documentaries that I watched on like horror movies. He says that the trick is to make blood look real is to add a bit of green. Everybody always just goes for the fake blood and it looks way too pink and artificial. All you got to do is just mix, I think 1 part green, 2 parts red, and that gets a much more believable blood color, because it just adds, I think it just adds more like a neutralizer where it doesn't seem so vibrant. That's not what he said. This is me now. But yeah, I think it's a little bit more believable with, instead of the like, you know, the red, bright red, you know, gushing fountains of just like neon red. The more realistic is like this nastier browner tone, a crimson. You know, that's what everybody refers to it as. Oh, I should definitely like dial back how splattery it is over here. Splattery, but not like insane splatters. There we go. Oh god, my neck, my back. Here we go. Alright, and then back to adding a little bit of red to everything. I think we got pretty much like all the like really bright parts of the red. I think now we're just adding a little bit of shine to some of these like lower areas where it's not catching a lot of light at all. Or not supposed to catch any light at all. And then I'm gonna grab that pinkish color, pinkish, bluish, purplish color right here. And just save this for like the very, very tiniest of spots. I think I hear the dog coming again. No, he left. Okay. He really just likes to check in, pop in, see if there's any food, and then dip. That's it. He's gone. No food. Bye-bye. Can I do like a single flick on his face? That's a good one. And then just like a tiny little like globule. I don't like that I used the word globule, but that's the first thing that came to mind. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. All right, now we're gonna grab back that bright red, add a little bit of light to it, because this one's actually like getting pretty close to the light source now, so it can have a little bit brighter than normal. Then just a little bit of that highlight. Oh, that's a lot of work for a little bit of effect. I think it works for the hand. Like, you can definitely tell there's blood there. Hang on. See if maybe we can make it just a touch stronger. Because it's like almost like not even noticeable from this distance, and I'm wondering why that is. Okay. I think it's good enough for the blood. I might, I think what I'm gonna do is like maybe towards the final end, little touches of the piece. That's when I'm gonna add like a lot more of a vibrancy to the blood, or you know, like any like last minute adjustments. So like you can see that it's much darker towards the bottom, and that's because of the gradients over here. Let me see, because they're still in the gradient. So you see how like it's making the blood just like way darker. And I have two of them, so like there's two like different gradients that are making them way darker towards the bottom, so you don't really get that much vibrancy. So that's why I think I am going to at the end do a little bit of overpainting. So what I've started to do a lot and experiment a lot with is doing everything on one layer. And one of the best parts of that is that I can really change things on the fly without having to, you know, like you've seen with the gradient maps, I have to cut out the shadows, cut out the flats, combine them, and then do a gradient map, and then like I have to do that for every single part of it. But whenever it's all just one layer, you don't have as many options as far as like playing with the colors as flexibly. But you do, it makes things way faster, where it's like you're cutting things out, you put it right back in, you draw it over again, and then, you know, like it's done. And then like you can do like the final like tuning at the end, where you know you put in the saturation, hue changes. So what I'm mainly gonna do is whenever I'm at the end, I do like I make a copy of everything, flatten it down to one layer so it's all just like a simple thing. And I can just paint over top of it where it's like there's no gradients on top of it. There's no funny things that are gonna like work against it later. I can just like paint on top of the image. If that makes any sense to people. People know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm saying. They know. They're about this life. You're also artists here. Everybody's an artist if you really think about it. Whew. So also, let me see. I'm gonna put this on top of the line art. I'm gonna do the teeth and eyes. So one layer for the teeth, one layer for the eyes. What should we put as like a neutral color? Maybe like this white. Okay, hold on. Let's do the teeth underneath the line art. Maybe too green. There we go. I think that's a good one. It's white, but it's not necessarily like bright white. We could even maybe go darker. Let's see if I can make it like a little bit too much. Maybe just like right in the middle of that. The two extremes. Yeah, there we go. And then we can like pick it up. That's gonna be like the almost like the shadow tone. And then we can just pick it up with like a little bit of a brighter color. So go back to like maybe this color. And there's just like subtly just slap it right on. Okay. And then this one goes above the line art, which is going to be the eyes. So I think this like yellow, can we take the green out of it a little bit? Maybe a little bit closer to the orange side. Then maybe work it up towards the bottom of here. There we go. What is going on here? Are the highlights, is that above everything? Oh, it is. Okay. Kind of looks cool though. I'm gonna erase it so it's a little bit more circular. Nope, that's not a eraser. And then, like I said in the the little notes to make things sketchier towards the end. So I might have like more of like a tracer of it too, like where it's like a lens flare almost. Kind of like that, but maybe a little bit more subtle than that. Right now, I'm just gonna keep it the little yellow circle, and just keep it a little fuzzy around it. Maybe like a darker color to contrast here. So it's still catching some of this warm brownish color. This is also like a rougher shade or a shadowier part. Let me see, can I dial it back? I'm noticing that the highlight is going a little bit over the eyelid. So just a tiny little trim there. There we go. I'm gonna go back to the other one, add the black again. Where is it? There it is. There we go. I think I got it now. How does it look like from afar? Yeah, there we go. You can tell like that, just that tiny little bit of black in the eyes, or really make it separate from the line art. Because it's gonna be uniquely shadowed in. Sorry, big stretch. Okay, so we got like another 30 minutes to an hour. So let's see, what else do we need? I got the blood, got the stripes. Anything else I need? Greenish yellow tone. And I think we're already gonna move on to the background. Is there anything I'm missing as far as the colors on here? I got the tie. I think the only thing I'm missing is buttons, which I wasn't gonna do, but I think I can just go and knock that out. Just grab like a tan color for like some contrast in the buttons. But nothing too like saturated. I don't want it to like stand out really bright. That's not what I wanted. Underneath the line art. Too peachy. More like a tan color, like a khaki. A little bit lighter. I think that's good. Maybe we can make it just like a color so it can keep. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. That way it keeps like the shadow underneath, because I think I was painting over it. Perfect. Oh yeah, then there's the ones on the shirt that aren't buttoned in. There we go. The hard part of having a mustache, it just always gets in your lips. That's why I usually just trim it right around the lip edge, but I don't know if that's I'm trying to figure out, like, do people with like nice full mustaches, do they just always have it on their lip? And it does look like they do. And that's crazy, because like it's very easy to get it like in your food and on your drinks, and I guess they just deal with it. They just get really used to it. I don't know. That's something that bothers me too much. Same with like my nose. Like if it gets too close to my nose, then it starts to tickle and like really get on my nerves. So like I don't know how people who had like longer or more fuller mustaches can deal with it at all. Oh God, please. Okay. Let's see. I think we're good as far as the colors, and I think that means it's time to move on to the background. Yes. So let's do like a quick background, just to like get some color slapped on here. I'm gonna close all of this up. Where's Chance? There's like a bigger group around him, isn't there? Yeah. Bah. Close all that up. So I'm gonna grab the color for the background. So I'm gonna try to keep it mostly this 2E2 Sorry, my eyes started getting blurry because I'm getting really tired. I don't know what it is about streaming, but it drains me so fast. 2E2F04. All right. So I'm not exactly sure how I want to do this, but let's try color. I'm gonna make this chalk brush huge. Did I just grab another color? I did. I'm gonna cry. One second. Grab the color. Bah. Turn it back off. There we go. Let's see. Right here. I'm gonna grab a chalk brush, make it huge. There we go. There we go. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. Hold on, let's do normal. put it underneath the background guide, and then have the background guide become like a multiply. There we go. Nope, I'm wrong layer. Just fill it all out. It's delayed because it's too huge. Okay. All right. Wait a second. Let me just also, instead of having to scroll all the way up to the top, new layer. Gonna move this all the way to the bottom. Let me turn this off. Move it all the way to the bottom. Let me also make a layer underneath it. Make it like a dark color. Let's turn off chance for a minute. Nope, wrong layer. Okay, so this is gonna be like my mini palette. Make sure. I have it like really quick access. Hopefully quick access. I'm gonna just group it too. I just realized I did that on the wrong layer, but it's okay. Gonna put chance back up. Move you to the side so I can see you. There we go. Put you above the background guide. There we go. Now you can just stay off to the side over here. Where should I put you? Maybe like right there. Okay. So then from there, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna see if I can do this like brownish color for the, well, I guess wood parts. I think this guy's up front, he's gonna be like some of this like bright green color. So where is he at? I'm gonna lock the back transparency so I can just fill all this out in his color. There we go. So we get a lot more of that instead. He can match the palette. Then I've mentioned this before, but I'm probably going to introduce like other colors into the palette because I do think it's a little lacking. Like it's just greens and then yellows and then browns. I think it's going to need a little bit more than that to like really feel cohesive or feel dynamic. So we'll see if I can do that. 1 second. Grab this brown again. We can maybe add this like grayer color to like some of these paintings here. I was also thinking maybe like over here, this is like an open bar, so we can have like the glint of glasses and stuff over here. And you also, it's not gonna make a huge difference to just make this brown too, so it looks like wood. And then the roof too, roof as well. Gonna be this more natural red color. Then maybe also over that, this is gonna be an overlay. Ooh, hold on. Instead, hold on, let's just do this. Shadows rough, right here. I'm gonna copy that, T, Control V, turn it on, make it a multiply. Then what if I like color shift it to like more of a blue? Adjust. HSV adjustment. Let me just change the hue to a blue instead. I think it's green. What is this? Red. Hold on. Let me see if it, what is this? Maybe make it a normal so I can tell if it's blue or not. Make it normal. Filter. Adjust. Let's do it again. HSV adjustment. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it to like a bluish purple. Here we go. I think that's the one. Then we change it back to a multiply or an overlay. We can see. We can experiment. Overlay. Ooh, overlay is interesting. You see how like it popped up this like purplish color? It's an or lavender color. That's nice. Maybe hard light. What does that do? Does that really do nothing? Yeah, there's like no difference between this and overlay. Addition. Nope. Burn. Interesting, but no. What if we do like a linear burn and make it light? Not quite. Yeah, I think this overlay might be best. Ooh. I'm also going to quickly roughen the painting too, just because I feel like it. But I'm going to turn off the palette for this. So just above this here. Actually, I'm going to turn back on the palette. Because I do remember that I used it for something during one of my other sketches. So we're going to make the background this greenish color. Well, I guess that's already there. Mix it with a little bit of this. Yeah, okay, we're on the right layer. Just kind of like splatter it around, give it like a little bit of background noise. Maybe just a little bit of here and there. Make it like little muddier. Is there a blending tool? Yes, there is. There we go. Perfect. Smudgy. All right, turn this off. That's just like a base. If you ever seen like those yearbook photos where they have like just like a smoky background for whatever reason, that's what I'm going for. Just smoky mess. And then we can actually paint on top of that. So let's put this over the background guide actually. Grab this hard eraser. Keep it within the borders of the painting. So this is where it's going to be like a painting of him. But it won't look like him because, you know, like he was born back in the 1700s. So this is going to be like a him of both worlds, like the old version and then like what he looks like now. Just like, but they're like behind him. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to call it, but it's like a, you know, just like an interesting little combination of the two. Then we can have like the more nightly parts of him come out. So what color? You're going to go for like a desaturated blue color for the armor. I know this looks weird. Just roll with it for a bit. And actually, do I have that part of the image? Hang on a second. So this is a character sketch. Do I have it somewhere else? Oh, I think I remember. It's like an extras page. Let me see. Do I have that in my like do I have that on my computer? See if we can just copy and paste it in. Pictures. Let me not say everything out loud. Here we go. Now we're in the Vampire the Masquerade section. No, actually, I don't have the extras page. Let me send it to myself on Discord. Maybe I have it. I know I have it somewhere on my phone at least. It'd be weird if I didn't. Let's see, back to the Vampire Masquerade section. Because obviously there's a section where all my art was Vampire the Masquerade based. Here we go. Now I'm in it. I remember I had like a miscellaneous page for everything, where like each character got like an extra little sketch. But I'm wondering if I... Yes, here you go. Now I just gotta wait for everything to send. Because I did like a nice little picture of him, how he would have looked like as a knight. There we go, it's sent. Now let me get it on here. Where's my Discord? ¿Dónde está Discord? Copy. Image, there it goes. Paste. Hello? Is it pasting? Why is it not pasting the image? Oh, there we go. Ignore that. That's the Zamitsi. Zamitsi are the only ones where I really went crazy with the design. I channeled a little bit of Sasuke, but we'll save that for later. So from you, let's just keep this top section right here. This one like right in dead center. Select inverse, then delete it. Perfect. Back during this time, I used to do a lot of I don't know, collages, I guess you could call it, where everything was just I combined a lot of my images together, and I still like doing that. It's just I haven't had a reason to. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of character design, and I think that's where I usually do it. So basically, a portrait like this, where he's just like standing, looking like a knight. He probably like posed for the photo. It would have been a painting. Probably posed for the painting. Unbeknownst to him, he was being used as a pawn by vampires at the time. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. Sorry, something was tickling in my nose and it wouldn't go away. So this is basically what I'm gonna do. Like him looking like a very noble knight. Just like that. Probably make it a little bigger. But we're gonna do it roughly. It doesn't have to be super clean. Here it is. Then for his base tone, we're gonna do like a pink. Maybe like this. Because this is still would have been human. At worst, he would have been a ghoul. What the? Okay. Have a more pale color, just like paste it on top of it. Probably go for like the exact same pose too. Let's see if I can just like draw it in. And then we can like slowly work it out. Probably should have done this on a different layer. What am I doing? I could just steal from the actual character because the hair is supposed to match anyways. Or at least the tone of the hair. His hair was like, you know, like the long, flowy type that they would have had a lot back in the day. I'm not sure why my mouth made that noise. I'm sorry about that. Men want only one thing, and it's disgusting. A full plate of armor that they can wear at all times for combat. Then I'm also probably going to like fade this into the background so that it's okay if this is going to be like a little rough, because it's not going to be like super visible. It's going to be a little hidden by whatever's going on with the lighting. Like right now we're like pretty shadowed in, but I'm going to make it like way, way, way dimmer. Like I want this to look like almost like he's completely in a shadowy room, except for like the spotlight on him. To really just like push home like how dark it is, but only like enough brightness so like he can stand out. Hopefully, we'll see. I might have to like not do it so strongly so like you can actually see what the heck's happening. I probably shouldn't listen to voicemails while I'm streaming. Let's not do that. Oh yeah, let me do his mustache. This is important. I'm pretty sure like everybody. Well, I actually looked like at a couple of paintings of knights during this period. You know, during this war, the War of the Three Kingdoms. And I specifically like was paying attention to like, okay, what did their hair look like? How did they dress? How did their armor look like? Or, you know, did their paintings usually have armor, or were they in just normal clothes? You know, did they have facial hair? And the answer is yes, they did. Specifically, you know, like the, you know, curvy ones. But sometimes it'd just be like normal, you know, mustaches, no wax or anything. Nothing that crazy. Usually, so I think some of them had it. Maybe more of the English folk, but not the Scottish. Pretty sure he's Scottish. I always forget, which probably is not appreciated, but you know, yeah, it's hard to get things perfectly right. I'm gonna add a little bit more here so it looks like he's kind of smirking. Because I think there's like a little bit of like a smile here. Because, you know, like he was still human and still, you know, has that classic, you know, he always had that attitude of, you know, being kind of a showboat. I needed like a rosier color. No, that's not rosy at all. I don't know why I thought that would be. There we go. Something like this, but like a little, just like a touch less strong. Touch less saturated. Nope, I don't think I did that at all. There we go, just right there. Don't want him to look like he's got like blossoming cheeks. Just like standard Caucasian blush, that's the word. I was gonna say white, but I didn't want to sound like too harsh yet. We save that for later. Crazy one is Caucasoid. I've heard that one before. That one's fun. You got a whole dictionary of like words to use for Caucasians. But I dare not say it because I think Twitch is a little sensitive about it. Which is hilarious, but you know. No, it looks like he's like got like a weird smile on his face. Cause like there's a little bit of like white peeking through, so let me try to just blend that in. Oh yeah, let me add back in this color for the eyebrows. What? Stop it. Did he have his ears out? Yeah, he did. What is going on in this song? Feels like it's missing part of the track. Okay. Whoa. Where was I? Oop, 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 oop. Let me get that hairbrush. There we go. Ooh. I feel my legs are getting numb. Ooh. one back. Ooh. Let's see, brush, eraser, there we go. Ooh. Trying to get it to feel like this guy on the, the right bet. Something about it's different. I think definitely the forehead. The forehead is like crazy bigger. Let's see if I can make that a little bit more. Then maybe trim down how poofy his hair is up top. see. Can I move this eye a little bit closer to the center? Not without making it super blurry. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, sorry. Doing that in the microphone. Hmm. Making too many noises, sorry. Let's see, let's go for darker colors, see if I can really like define some shapes here. Because usually you want to avoid this if you want to go for more of a painted look, but sometimes you really do have like very just sharp lines, like, you know, the lips have usually a pretty pronounced line. You know, the nostrils are like pretty defined. The eyelashes can be pretty defined. Can be, doesn't necessarily have to be. Obviously, pupils are known rule for that too. Ooh. Ooh, my back. Okay, let's see. Now we can start doing some of the darker colors and make this making this look a lot more like metal. Gonna make the head smaller. I'm probably gonna cut it out. Okay. And then like a neutral reddish gray, but like real desaturated. Let's see. How does that look? What if we make that like... There we go. That's like perfect. Exactly what I was thinking. Just kind of like dust it on everything. Then we're gonna do like use it much brighter for the highlights. Hold hands at the mosh pit. And then also just like a black. No, maybe like a red black, like right here, where it's like almost completely black. Maybe even darker than that. There we go, like right there. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap things up now, but let me just make one last little adjustment before I really call it. Just want to shrink his head a bit because he's looking a bit too big on the head. Especially because like I want him to look like a hero, and hero proportions are typically tiny heads. And I always go overboard with the head, so I think if I like really shrink it down, it's gonna help the effect. The only issue is that it is at an angle, so like it is a little hard for me to get exactly right. Did you copy the whole thing? Okay, no. Then we're gonna like paint it in to like fit the background. I'm actually gonna Control X, then Control V. Where's the center? The center should be like right down here. Might even cock it a bit to be a little bit more straight. I'm gonna see if I can cut him out. The rest of his body. See if we can like lift him. Oh, select, deselect. Nope. I'm gonna be like a little closer to the top. Maybe even make him bigger. There you go, like right there. Then we're probably gonna blur him out too a bit. That way he doesn't stick out too much or look like he's staring like directly at the camera. I wonder, could I also distort it a bit? Nope, nope. All right, let's press enter so I save that. Perspective. Okay, and then let's see. I merged them, and let's see if I can add back some of the background back in. Because there's like a little gap where I cut out his head. Oh, I see what I'm missing. Yeah, that's definitely means I need to wrap it up about soon. Let me see if I can just fix his eyes a bit. I'm trying to get the eyebrows to be like exactly like this, like same level of like, you know, like they're down and like kind of like, I'm trying to think of the words for it. I don't want to say commanding, but that's kind of what they look like to me. Where they're like, you know, like tense at the center, but also like light at the tops. So it kind of feels like he's being light, like determined, but not angry. But I'm not sure if I'm getting it. Probably getting too into how detailed this painting is supposed to be. I think we're there now. I think maybe just like making this a little lighter on the cheeks, but not too light, because I do like some of this like rosier color. Maybe you can put like a laugh line. Do you have laugh lines? Maybe we can take a little bit of that yellowish tint. Right there, that one right there. Just put a little bit on his eye here. I'm gonna lock this to the layer. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this tone here. Oop. Make this like an overlay. Make it low. Not this color. Let's go for a yellower tone. Nope, not like that. Color. Just to sap out some of that blue. This is a little bit too strong for me. Definitely gonna need some work on the next stream, but at least we got like a good chunk of stuff started here. I got a little bit too distracted with this painting because once I started, I didn't want to stop till I was done, and that usually is my problem. There we go. Let me unlock it. Switch the brush back to normal. Full opacity. Okay, that way just in case I have to do anything else. All right, so that's where we're gonna leave it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh. All right, so that's where we're gonna leave it. I just said that, but I felt like saying it again. So today we got done with the stripes on the shirt, plenty of blood splatters galore, and then a little bit, well, a little bit. It technically was only a little bit, but I got a huge change to the background where now everything's a little bit closer to the color palette that we're going to be going down towards. I think I'm also going to even put a layer. Where's Chance? On a Chance. Hold on, let's put it like right at the top. Right under the gradients, actually. Just like a muddier yellow color. Overlay it. Maybe not overlay. What are we doing? Screen? Just like really die down. No, maybe like an overlay. It's too orange. I want like a greenish color. Maybe like this. Yeah, there we go. That way he can like blend in a little better. I want him to almost look nasty though. Almost like that Fallout 3 like color. There's this nasty apocalyptic color. There we go. That's really strong. What about color dodge? Here we go. I think that's the one. Here dodge. Maybe not over the line art. There's line art. Oh, hold on. I think that's the one. Here we go. Yes, right there. We're gonna like tone it down. So it's only gonna be like a soft like green, but just enough to like pull it back into like the background. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be continuing to work on. We're gonna go more towards fixing the painting in the background, because I think we're like, I don't know, 60-70% of the way through that background painting. Then we're probably gonna have to put some effects on it to make sure like it stays in the back and it doesn't distract too much. But yeah, next stream we're gonna keep working on the painting in the background. We're gonna keep working on the painting in general, and then working on the background as well. Just trying to get closer and closer to where we need to go. Yeah, I'm really feeling this one. I'm really pleased with how like each aspect of it is turning out. Like the positioning, the coloring, the shading. I think it's all working out really, really well, and I'm excited to see where it continues to go from here. And then whenever we get to that final stage, and I'm gonna be able to like merge it all together and then slap on some like last minute details to really make things pop here and there. I'm excited to see how it goes. Next stream shouldn't have any problem. Let me double check my schedule, see if there's anything coming up on my Tuesdays. Nope. All I know is that the last Tuesday of this month is actually gonna be my birthday, so might not stream on my birthday. We'll see. I might wanna keep it to myself. You know, just hang out with family, all that. But we'll see if I have any plans by then. But yeah, next stream, background, more work, more detail, more painting. I love this stage where we're just like ignoring the line art and just slapping on things. It's a lot more free form. It lets me just not get so worked up about like details being perfect. Just, you know, making sure that the details make me happy. But besides that, thank you for being here for the stream today, even if you only popped in for a minute, even if you're only watching the upload of the that goes up onto the archive on my YouTube channel. I just appreciate anybody that spends a little bit of time to take a look at my art, see if you like what I do, hang out, talk, just whatever you like. I really appreciate any kind of feedback and just having people to hang out with. It's fun. It's cool. The internet is a magical place. Anyways, please feel free to check me out on Instagram. Instagram is probably where I'm most active. I just made a post earlier today of one of my commissions I did for a friend. Yeah, check that out as well. I also post a little bit about my life and just general other art stuff that I'm working on. So please check that out. Usually these go up onto my Instagram anyway, so check me out on there. If you also would like to, I have DeviantArt if you prefer me to follow me on there. So that is linked down below as well. A lot of my older stuff, and then also sketches that I don't really feel like are good enough to post on Instagram, I'll just drop into DeviantArt, because DeviantArt's kind of like my stockpile where I put everything. I've been on there since like 2013, so Like I'm always like at least popping in every now and again. Then check out my YouTube channels. I have 2. So there's the full stream archive, which I mentioned earlier. That's just the full stream archived onto YouTube. So you can so it just sits there for posterity if I ever want to look back on any of my streams, or if I never need to refer to anything back in my streams. Or you can just hang out if you couldn't catch up on Tuesdays, because I know I do these at a weird time. Then I also have the highlights time-lapse channel. It's mostly time-lapse, but that is the entire stream cramped down into 5-minute digestible chunks, so you can catch up with the stream, see what progress I made in a week, without having to sit down for the whole thing if you don't have the time to do that. If you just want to catch up before catching it live, for example, see what I did, and that way you can be ready for next week's stream. And then when I'm finished, I do what I really like to call, I do what I like to call a supercut, which I really enjoy seeing. So what that is all the time lapses of a single piece from beginning to end, just compiled into more of like a 10 to 15 minute chunk. So you get to watch the very, very first lines to the very, very, very last little final touches. I say very a lot, but that's not the point. But yeah, you get to watch that all. It makes me look like I'm really, and really know what I'm doing. It looks really cool, and seeing everything come together piece by piece, you know, like the sketch, then the inks, then the colors. Yeah, so look out for that once this piece is done. I do have one for the last piece I did, and all the other previous pieces, so check those out. As far as that goes, I do commissions. I just the one I posted this week on my Instagram was also a commission, so check that out if you want to see what I can do for your characters. I love to do RPG characters, so you know, your D&D, Vampire the Masquerade, obviously, or just any kind of like character that you have that you want me to draw. Even if it's like a Batman, you know, an anime manga character, just let me know. I can, you know, be flexible with my style, but also, you know, I really want to make sure that your character looks as cool as you feel that they are. You know, like getting those big hero moments. You know, like if you had this one scene that you really want to show people off, you know, like what happened, and just have something to remember it. I have the commission sheet down below. Those are my rates. We can also just talk over email or messenger to see if we could work out like a more specifics if you don't understand the chart down below. If you do want to contact me on Instagram or my email, make sure you put a little bit more detail. Both of those, there's bots all over the place, so, you know, try to make it clear that you're not a robot. You know, maybe include a little detail about my art that's very specific, or, you know, about your commission that's a little bit more specific, and we can go from there. I understand that, you know, we're all awkward little NPCs, but, you know, help me out because these bots are so crazy how, like, annoying and weird they are. Like, they just send normal messages, they have fake accounts. It's really obnoxious. But anyway, so that's besides the point. Just, you know, message me on there. I'm always active on there, on Instagram and DeviantArt, so, and my email, so check me out. If you don't want to go through the effort of going through a whole commission and you just want to make a one-time easy donation, I also have my PayPal link down below. Just, you know, whatever you can do to, I'd appreciate it. It makes me feel like my time is valued here, and, you know, it really like goes to show that, you know, you're enjoying my stuff and you're willing to put money down on it. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I think that's all the little shout outs, all the little call outs. Yeah, should be here for the next stream next week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what that is, General Mountain Time or any of the other times. But Eastern Standard Time, you know, check your world clock or whatever you are, wherever you are. That's going to be it. Thank you again. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. I said that, but I don't even have the end button ready. All right, bye.